Hello everyone, and welcome to what I assume is going to be the finale of Dawntrail. Since we only just have this one area and then a dungeon somewhere, I'm not sure where. I'm thinking that the terminal itself wouldn't be like an actual dungeon, you know? Could be wrong though. I haven't seen anything yet in all of this that I felt like could lead into a dungeon, but I could also be completely wrong on that. Also, I need to lower the BGM. I had it at 100 because I was doing, was it Alexander the other day? I don't remember what it was, but it was something that I really enjoyed the music of, so I turned the BGM up. Then with your consent, let's begin our adventure. Naturally, while we go about this, feel free to continue befriending Endless, and be sure to absorb the delightful scenery. Poor Erinville is not ready for this, last area. 290 to the west. Okay. So off in that direction, which it looks like that's where we're headed, so. Since we're over here. I think we only need, 2 more ether currents? And I don't have the map, so I have no idea the exact, I don't know the exact location like I did before. This particular garden is called Blooms of Discovery. Beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. And they're all actual plants? They are indeed. These specimens were brought here hundreds of years ago for conservation, as the calamity had pushed them to the brink of extinction. So the zone is like a great conservatory. Precisely, my dear Creel. Here you'll find flora and fauna the likes of which no longer exist elsewhere. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter? I suppose. I expect that some creatures I encountered outside of Tyrol may have cousins in this world. While I am no expert on life and the reflections, it would make for an interesting study to compare them. Now there's an idea. Leave it to my pupil to think up such. Here we have not only a world's traversing adventurer and a veteran gleaner, but a pair of Charlayan's finest scholars besides. It's a veritable gathering of inquisitiveness, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. Bow. In search of discovery, Kashua's eyes sparkle in anticipation of discovery. To begin with, I'd like to scout out the vicinity and report back with any points of note. That would be a good opportunity to speak with the locals. They're bound to be familiar with the area after all. As Lenchbia suggested, it would be interesting to compare the creatures here with those native to the source. I never ventured outside of Tyrol, so I look forward to your insights. Just leave it to us. I've only been to Charlay and myself, but I'd like to think I know I think I'd like to know interesting when I see it. Oh, it actually doesn't want me to go over this way right now. But that's fine. We know the ether current is in this direction, so we'll just work our way around. I'm just gonna keep going west, because that's what it says to do. There it is. I was gonna say, I imagine we'll be able to see it any second. Just as I wanted to say that, there it was. People do be out buying the 11 materias, because the 11 materias are the only ones that you can advance meld with. Can't advance meld the 12s. But but to be honest, I don't care. I really don't. I don't need the extra freaking plus 12. You know? Oh, hello there. What am I doing, you ask? Look up the trunk. See the plants within capsules? Those are species that either can't survive in Winspith Gardens, or would become invasive and disrupt the ecosystem. The capsules recreate the conditions they require, from tropical to frigid climes, while keeping them isolated. In this way, any and all plant life can be preserved forever, just like ourselves. Ooh. Interesting. Also, sorry about all the yawning. I freaking swear one of these days I'm going to actually get, you know, sleep during the night. All of my items up for sale have sold. Like, all, or just all the ones that are on that retainer? See a creature wandering about that resembles the treants native to the 12's wood. Timberman! I like how there's this like holographic like do not cross symbol, but it doesn't actually like do anything clearly. It's just a hologram after all. I think I remember when I was watching somebody play through Detroit. What is that? Detroit Become Human or something like that. And I'm watching, and there's like these scenes where they have like the holographic things up. I'm going, the point of the tape is to like keep people out. Like, a hologram's not going to do that. Flower Garden appears to be meticulously maintained, if not by Endless, then by machines. Really does seem like you would just get tired of everything eventually. Did you know that even the water here is created using electrotrope? The initial product is too pure, though. Adjustments have to be made to the composition, or so the composition resembles what's found in the natural environment. That's just one of the many things they do to create the ideal conditions for these plants to thrive. I don't know what's become of the world outside the barrier, but I should like to visit a lovely spot such as this in real life. Speaking of lovely spots, have you been to the top of this lookout here? It's a great vantage point, There's even a food stall in case you're hungry. So I did split up the previous VOD into two, because it was like 8 hours. And I basically split it right at the point where we entered Living Memory. Just because I figured that was a good spot. Now, unfortunately, that was only, like 3.5 hours in. So I have one that's like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and then the other one's like 6 hours. But still, well, like 5, whatever it is. My ancestors aren't exactly Alexandrian, but hailed from a place called Kant Petit. It had some unique customs there. For instance, when greeting someone, they had to say "Lally ho" in a spirited manner. Our settlement was also famous for a gigantic tree that grew nearby. It was so enormous that, when you stood at its base, the roots covering the ground went beyond the horizon. The terminal here at Winspeth Gardens is apparently inspired by that very tree. The Leafed Tree, its name was. It may not be real, but it's nice to have it as a memento for posterity. Lally ho! That's hilarious. Because, like, that was a dwarf thing in Shadowbringers. You know? Saying lally ho. Purchasing refreshments, you're free to sit at one of our tables if you like, or you can simply take it with you if you prefer. Oh no. Need to fire both retainers. They both brought back a single earth crystal. RIP. Okay. Yeah, that's up here, I think, by the Clara Museum and the Knowable. Or so I would guess. So I'm just gonna hold off on that. That said, that is the last ether current. Once we get to that one, so we are a whopping 2 ether currents away. One overworld and 1 quest. And of course, the quest one is MSQ, so. Welcome back, Cassandra. Creel has just delivered to me a most fascinating report. You have some engaging impressions to share too, I hope. Well, well. That is all very interesting indeed, but I must say I am most fascinated by the ambulating trees. While there are similar creatures in Urkopacha, can you tell me more about these tree ants as you know them? Native to the Twelveswood, where they prey upon even wolves. There are various subspecies, such as those with red leaves or a gnarled look, and they like to hurl acorns at you. Exploding ones. Is that so? I maintain an ecosystem with such formidable creatures. I imagine there must be other equally imposing species to keep them in check. The management of ecosystems. Sorry, I had, Um, I just finished eating prior to the stream. I had some lasagna, and I had some stuck in a cavity. So, it's called to mind Labyrinthos, is it not? That it does. Lest you wonder, Labyrinthos is a storage facility deep beneath Charlayan that contains a recreation of a temperate climate zone. Such a place exists? Amazing! By the by, did anyone also catch sight of a large scalekin? Large scalekin, you say? What does it look like? Nothing I've seen before, but has a rodent-like form and walks on all fours. If it looks like a rodent, wouldn't that make it a beastkin? No, it's covered in scales, ones that appear to mimic succulent plants. By that, I would certainly classify it as a scalekin. Well, it's hard to say for certain without seeing it. Why don't you show me? Very well. I was at a flower field earlier and should still be near. Let's head over there then. When we find it, we'll see who's right. Two of you should come along too and lend us your opinions. Go on ahead, Cassandra. I'll let the others know and then join you. I can already see how this one's gonna go. I believe it was mentioned at one point that his mom is like combative, I guess you could say. Like the two of them, you know, argue and bicker pretty regularly, kind of thing. You spot a beast resembling the echivore you encountered in the first. Echivore. That's the one there. I see. At a glance, it certainly has the look of both scalekin and beastkin. Let's examine it more closely, shall we? Tell me your observations. It's covered in plant-like scales. It has defty little paws. It has a pointy snout. I read that as snoot initially, and I'm gonna say that it's definitely snoot. Anyway, indeed, such a snout would be very well suited to feeding on ground-dwelling wildkin. Having studied it, I believe that the scales upon its back are in fact a unique form of hide. Rather than being shed, it grows with the creature. You may be right. If we consider that along with its other characteristics, such as its face and hands, it's more likely to be a beastkin, like you said. Physical examination would be needed to confirm this beyond doubt. I'm satisfied simply to have seen it. Seems you alone were familiar with the species. Where did you encounter it? On the first. The fairy kingdom of the first? Cassandra has been to the very edge of existence. She has seen life that others could only imagine. Amazing. Creation truly holds no end of mysteries. Oh, how I'd love to see them all. The life beyond the bounds of our star in plain both. I wonder if you could use Dynamis to, like, keep all these people alive, you know? Just like we're doing out in Ultima Thule. Looks like we're having fun. Ah, hearing about the unknown never fails to rouse me. I felt the same way when Ketan Ram and Geluf treated me to tales of their travels. You've met my grandfather too? Oh, didn't I already mention it? It was when Geluf came to Tyrol to investigate the Golden City. I happened to have business with Glul Jaja, so we met in Tulilol. Geluf. Little did I know that the tiny babe he was cradling would return as you. To think that our paths had already crossed all those years ago. Not only yours and mine either. Lenchbeer was there too, you know. I don't remember. It's quite fine if you don't. It was actually because Galef told me about Charlayan that I later urged the Lenchbeer to take up gleaning. My fussy Bun was growing up dour and withdrawn. That was when I was at wit's end that I recalled your grandfather's story about gleaners. Seeing the world through their adventures would inspire a change for the better, I believed. I'm sorry I was dour and withdrawn. If you ask me, you still have some work to do. But it's because you're that way that you're with us now. And I, for one, am grateful. Well, let's keep moving, shall we? There's a facility I've been wanting to visit. The Calera Museum of Nature. It's supposed to have creatures that take you on leisure flights. There's just one problem. Seems only 3 people can fly at one time. Then you and Aaronville should go. The rest of us still have plenty of other things we can do here. If there's room for one more, why don't you come with us, Cassandra? Of course. Because Cassandra always has to come along. Then it's settled. The museum is at the bottom of the ramp that runs west of Ladoed Arrow. Come on. All this time, my grandfather was the common thread between us. Look after Aaronville for me. Do not mind us and just enjoy yourselves. We shall explore a little more and then make our way to the terminal. The music is so good here, though. Like, yeah, I joke, you know, about it sounding like the music from Twilight Town. I mean, I guess it's not so much joking about it, 'cause it does sound like it, but like, it's legitimately good music, you know? Like, I don't think it's any worse because it sounds like Twilight Town. So, I like it. Northwest. Probably towards the knowable. Ooh, symbols. Bird. I'm Not actually sure what this symbol is. Some kind of a green symbol, but that looks like a bird. Or maybe not. These are actually kind of difficult to, like, see. Oh yeah, if you, like, move back a bit, you can see them better. That is bird. Okay. It's like the further away you are, the more you can, like, actually see them. So now I'm running into an issue where there's some kind of weird, like, graphic thing going on here with these signs now. But yeah, I don't know what exactly that's meant to be. I'm sure they're gonna tell us here in just a moment. Whoa! Whale! Whale, whale! That was terrible. I know. Museum Kyoto. Hello there, come to ride the Mewap Yaris, have you? Mewap Yaris. It does look the part, this museum. Must say I'm curious what's inside. It is the Claver Museum of Nature. The main building is closed due to the ether shortage, but hopefully they're still offering leisure flights. And these are the fellows that will bear us. How adorable. These guys? Flying? They don't look capable of flight. Haha, come now, you know better than to judge a creature by its appearance. This'll be great, I just know it. I mean, yeah. Freaking all of our mounts can fly. A journey never ending. Kashiwa is ready to take to the sky on Mewap Yarabak. Begging your pardon, but this is where we can go on leisure flights, yes? Indeed it is. Bearing you will be our adorable Mewap Yaris, who are especially trained by a Terali friend. Just say the word, and we'll send you up and away. And there you have it. Shall we then? You're ready? Then go ahead and mount up. Mewap Yaris fly a set route, so you'd only relax and enjoy the view. Whee! How exhilarating! I'll be damned, they really do fly. Hey, the way they're flying in formation, don't we look like migrating birds? Except we're on giant rodents. Speaking of migrating birds, the mallard is where your name comes from. Did I ever tell you that? That I knew, but I learned it from the shamaness, not from you. A migrating bird can fly anywhere it desires, even across oceans to distant continents. And you've done just that, my clever mallard. I'd thank you not to call me that. Oh dear, is it over already? Time really does fly when you have fun. A joy to see living memory from up high. Poor Aaronville. Ah, that was wonderful. An experience worth saving for the very end. You two enjoyed yourselves as well, I trust. It was enjoyable enough, I suppose. For my fussy bun pun, that's high praise. I'm glad I invited you and Cassandra. Thank you for indulging me. If I could, I'd go for another 100 rides, but I must settle for the one. It's time we were headed to the Aero Terminal. If there are still things you wish to do, you'll want to do them now. When you're ready, make your way along the path yonder. I'll find the others and let them know the same. Poor Aaronville. You know he's trying just as hard as he can to hold it together. To the northwest. Oh, yeah, I see it. Might as well just grab that right now then, since I'm right here. Nice. I do kind of wish it was like you've attuned to all the land-based ether currents or something. She's only a facsimile created from her memories. I understand this. But when she's right there, as alive and spirited as I've ever known her, how am I supposed to do it? How am I supposed to erase her? Does she even know how it tears me apart? She does. The question is, do you realize how much it tears her apart? Wind spirit. Hi there, kitty cat. My kitty is starting to learn the value of cuddling and like pets. Because she started to like bag for cuddles and pets the last couple of days. Still hasn't fully figured it out. Because she'll like... Because she'll like ask, you know, she'll come over and beg for pets and cuddles and things. But then after a moment, she'll be like, okay, I'm done. I'm rowdy. You know? But she's figuring it out, aren't ya? Aren't ya? Yeah. Haven't quite gotten the hang of sitting on my lap yet. Keep lying down on my lap and almost falling over regularly.
あの時よりも今の方がずっと満たされた気分だ。だってようやく息子と一緒に冒険できたんだもん。さて、私が付き合えるのはここまでさ。後のことは。
あんたはいつもそうやって自分で勝手に決めてどっかに行っちまうんだな。
エレネシパ、私の弟子なら分かってるだろ。生き物はいつか必ず死ぬ。そしてそうなったら復活も再現もない。それが正しい命の巡りなんだ。 今の私は不自然な存在で、この歪んだ状況を壊すためだけに流れてきた。だけどみんながここに来てくれたから、ようやくこの使命を託して自然に帰ることができるんだ。そんな仏頂面してないで喜んでくれない？
こんな時に笑えねえよ。
実を言うとさ、少し怖かったんだ。このままずっと永遠人として障壁に閉じ込められて、知る喜びを感じなくなったらどうなっちまうんだろうってね。だからあんたが来てくれて心の底から安心したし、心強かった。
No.
今なら断言できる。私の人生で最も幸せな瞬間は今この時さ。
Ooh. And those feelings will live on. Something only you can do.
だったらおふくろの夢は俺が継いでやる。こいつらと出会ってここまで来れた。悔しいけどあんたの言う通り世界が広がったんだ。だからあんたが行けなかった場所まで旅をする。あんたのおふくろの夢は俺が叶える。必ず。
参ったな。本当に頼もしくなっちゃってさ。
Ow! Hi, cat.
これからもきっとあんたはいろんな経験を積んで、たくさん失敗も後悔もす
I'm
るだ
gonna
ろ
fall
うさ。
over.
それでも前に進み続けてごらん。いつかあんたが自分の道に迷った時、その記憶がしるべになってくれるから。だからほら、顔を上げて私の記憶も連れて行ってよ。この世界はまだまだ未知で溢れているんだ。
Aww.
さあ言っといで。あんたは私の自慢の息子さ。それじゃあみんな、後のことは頼んだよ。
Couldn't have asked for more fulfilling final hours than these. So happy to have met you, Cassandra. You and everyone. Thank you for the memories. And thank you for watching over my Lenspia. He'll be fine now. I know it. Why is this game so good? Like, oh my gosh. Seriously. There it is. The Aero Terminal. We'll leave this to you, Aaronville. I won't waver. Not anymore. If you're ready yourselves, then so am I. Upon shutting down the Aero Terminal, it will not be possible to restore the gardens to its present form. Not unless you New Game Plus, anyway. And then you just leave the New Game Plus on in this freaking area. And there it is. That's the last terminal.
これで全部だ。
あとはメインターミナルが膨大な計算を終え、異界への接続工程に入るのを待つだけ。無防備になる。
Oops.
世界接続最終シーケンスに移行。繰り返します。世界接続最終シーケンスに移行。トワ人の皆さん、ご安心ください。生命力のエーテルは間もなく供給されます。トワ人の皆さん、ご安心ください。
ついに始まったぞ。
Not a moment too soon. It's as if she's saying she won't let us do as we please anymore. Through our time here, we've come to know what it is Sven seeks to protect. But that doesn't change what we have to do. Free Bird, Living Memory. And there it is. The final quest. Dawntrail. Wuklamot's gaze is firmly fixed on the Meso terminal. We'll carry out Kashiwa's plan. It's our best chance at stopping Sven. It'll be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt. We're all prepared, I assume. That goes without saying. Come, we head to the Meso terminal. And now we can fly. All that remains now is the Meso terminal. We have shut down everything else. And honestly, I'm a little surprised because this area was huge. So I'm surprised that it kind of went by so quickly. We barely, even really did anything here. You know? We came here, we came here, and then we shut down the terminal. There really wasn't anything else that really happened here. That said, it does amuse me that, we shut all this stuff down, and yet the aetherites still function, even though they have no ether going into them. And yet they still function. So let's see, there's this little area over here. This little part of Asil Volcane. That, interestingly enough, we went through via the zip cord. Zip line, whatever you want to call it. But that doesn't technically count as us having gone through the area, so. And there's the Meso terminal. Hi, cat. Whoa! Careful. And last but not least, right over here is... I don't know what's over here. It's a big empty location. But yet, it wants it to be explored, as if something is here. Actually, no, I didn't get the exploration. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to go to Yesterland. That's right. Because of the tower. So we have to go all the way over to Yesterland. There's the Meso terminal. I really don't understand that area that we had to explore, even though there wasn't anything there. It's such a weird thing to make to make it that you need to explore that, you know? Tower of Mu. I am going to assume that maybe there's some kind of fate here, since it's this big flat platform that can only be reached via flight. And there's usually some kind of major, final fate. You know? There's usually a, final area. There's usually a, big fate. You know, big world boss fate. In the final zone. And so my assumption is that that's what that is. Huh. I have... I have something stuck in my teeth that I don't know where it is. There we go. I think I actually did get it. Go get it. I threw the ball. Nope. It's like I don't know. It's like stuck in the gum. I don't know how to get it out. Ow! I'll play with your ball. There we go. Sorry. I legitimately could not get that, and it was bothering the crap out of me so bad. No good. Seems we can't simply shut down the Mesa terminal like the others. Not surprising in the least. My mother did tell us its defenses are tight. But she also left a means of circumventing them. A program that will send your souls into the terminal's memory banks. Therein lies a virtual domain generated by Sven's memories. Ah. So we would venture into this domain and then seek out and stop Sven. I see. If our souls are transferred in their entirety, dying in that domain would be no different from dying outside of it. There is no guarantee of safe return. Nonetheless, that is a risk we must take. We've already come this far. I'll be damned if I'm going to turn back now. By meeting the Endless, I've gained a better understanding of Sven and the burden she bears. I want to say a few things to her when we meet again, even if it doesn't make a difference. Whatever happens, we won't let Sven walk her misguided path any longer. Those who we've yet to meet, it's our duty as the living. I see how they're doing the final dungeon now. I'll do all I can to provide support. Mother has instructed me on her program as well as the world within the terminal. I'll also keep an eye on your bodies while you are gone. Should it come to it, though, won't hesitate to call on our comrades outside. I'm actually aware of my limits. Upon entering the terminal, we'll most certainly meet with fierce resistance from its defenses. Then there is Sven herself. In order to initiate interdimensional fusion, said that she intends to erase her own memories. What manner of entity she will become as a result, none can say. And if she invokes the key and opens portals to other worlds, ow, cat! She would have access to vast amounts of ether to bring to bear against us. We must be prepared for anything. Seriously. Wherever we encounter, we won't change our objective, and it won't change what I'll do. Come, my friends, it's time to settle this. Oh boy. The Meso Terminal. Alexandria, now accessible. Ooh. It is time. Alexandria. Unlost world. Alexandria. Oh boy. No turning back now.
平和だった頃の記憶もこれが見納め
Inside Sven's memories. Is this Alexandria as it was when she lived? The dream she lived.
スペン様が町にいらっしゃったみたいよ。
She was goodness personified. I bet people are super happy about this dungeon. It looks like this is a single pull. Or at least, you know, so far. There's only just been the one, you know, encounter. We've only seen just the one encounter, but it's his fin. Keep running, we're almost there. Oh, she's already back in the airship.
スフェン様の笑顔は平和の象徴ですね。
みんなが微笑んでくれるから私も笑顔でいられるんだよ
Upon you, Prince, Your Highness. One must be trying on her too. It was eternal. She truly lives by her words. All of us must do our part for the kingdom. And become a knight, protect the princess. Whoops. Forgot. Gotta say though, Viper do some damage. Viper do some damage. So yeah, I mean, here we could have done a multi-pull. If I were with other players, I mean. I think it's funny though because I was on YouTube. I had to think about that for a second. I was on YouTube. Last night actually, because I was running Vanguard over and over again because I was trying to get the gear from Vanguard, the casting gear from my Black Mage. And I was like listening to the music, and I'm like, man, this music freaking rocks. So then I was on YouTube, like looking up the song, and I find the music to Vanguard, and then that leads me immediately to Orogenics, and I'm like, oh yeah, Orogenics has a good theme too. And so I open the video for the Orogenics music, and I started listening to it, going, yeah, like all the music in Dawntrail has been spectacular, like it really has. And then I happened to notice, I'm on my phone, so I can like see the comments real easy while there's a video. So I'm looking, it's applying countermeasures against customer's program. Proceed with care. Volatile memory cache. Oh, good. It's one of these. It's freaking this guy again. I literally just fought this dude. Freaking, what's his name? Kukulane in the Void Arc. One entity removal initiated. I see. Cross, cross, circle. Interesting. That's kind of a cool mechanic, I'm not gonna lie. Foreign entity removal initiated. So over here, the head can't keep up. X, circle, circle, X. Ah! Doing it again. Circle. Circle. X. X. Circle. Not too bad. That's a pretty reasonable mechanic, honestly. It's actually, like, it's also kind of a cool mechanic, if I can be honest. Circle. Woo! Need more interference. Let us
大
remain
好きなみん
vigilant.
なの命は私がつなぐから。
Very machine
国が
lost.
戦火にさらされた。痛ましい記憶もこれで終わり。
Interesting. Lightning. So much lightning. Very interesting.
異物を検知しました。直ちに排除します。
Get freaking wrecked. I imagine that you can just run over here and these guys will spawn in. I don't know if did I finish what I was saying earlier? I don't think I did. About orogenics. I don't think I actually like finished talking about that. They kind of got a little sidetracked and distracted and all. So but yeah, so there were comments, right? There were comments on the orogenics, like, battle theme. And someone was like, yeah, you know, this is a banger song. It just sucks that it's on single pull hell. I'm just like, meh. Like, there's a lot of players that won't run duty support with the NPCs purely because of the fact that you can't, like, big pull. You know, can't go fast. I didn't use the NPCs initially because one, the dungeons that were available were just the, like, couple at the very beginning. Because I was going through, like, the dungeons during, you know, 6.1 and 6.2. And so the only dungeons that had, like, the duty support at that point were the, like, low-level dungeons, you know. Because the first ones they rolled out were the, level 1 through 50 stuff, right? And so like that was all that they had at first. And I like used the oh. Oop, boss time. Whee! Corrupted memory cache. Amalgam. But yeah, so like, I also ran, you know, the dungeons with the squad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys suck so much. And I figured that everything else would be the same, you know, because it's just running it with the NPCs. But then there were actually, like, really good, you know, the duty support NPCs. You know? But like, when I first got to Shadowbringers, and, you know, got the actual first, like, NPCs and things, I was like, do I want to run it with the NPCs, you know? Like, you know, up till now, I just always ran the dungeons with the people, you know? But then I was like, well, you know what? I'm really enjoying, like, the characters in Shadowbringers. So why not? You know? Let's, you know, see what they're... Whoa, okay. Like, let's, you know, see how it works out. And then I really enjoyed running it with the NPCs. In Shadowbringers. And I also kind of realized, like, the nice thing about being able to run it with the NPCs is, you know, one, you know, you have cutscenes, because you do, right? So, like, now other players don't have to wait on you. You know? Oh my gosh. And two, it lets you learn the freaking mechanics. And let me tell ya, running Heaven's Word with the NPCs, I realized I was doing a couple of the mechanics wrong. You know? Like, I was doing a couple of mechanics, not just in the dungeons, but like, you know, they'll reuse mechanics later in the game. And so it's like, here I've been doing these things wrong completely. All because I was doing it the way that the players were doing it, which I thought was right because, you know, these are people that have been playing for, you know, however long. So I'm like surprised that, you know, I end up learning that, like, I've been doing a lot of the mechs wrong. And once I learned that back in, like, the Heaven's Word stuff, I realized, like, you know, that they reuse mechs a lot. And so, because I was doing them wrong in Heaven, you know, I had done them wrong and I had learned them wrong in Heaven's Word, I was then doing the mechs wrong later. You know, like later in the game. So I was like, hey, you know, like, this is great that it taught me something. And I've even been able to, like, mention it to other players, too. And like, hey, did you know, like, this is how you're supposed to do that mechanic? And they're like, holy crap, that makes so much more sense. You know? It's like, right? It's like, well, how did you figure that out? I'm like, because I did the freaking dungeons with the NPCs. It turns out, like, the NPCs have entirely different, like, ways of doing the mechanics that I've ever seen, like, players do. So now, like, I kind of like the idea of running the dungeons with the NPCs to begin with, like this. Because, again, I have cutscenes, and now I don't have to make players wait on me for those cutscenes. But also, like, I can watch the NPCs and see what they do in the way of some of the mechs. Sometimes. Probably if I wasn't Viper, it would be easier. But the constant having to, like, pay attention to, you know, what's going on down here on the bar makes it hard to then look at everything. Time again? Another beautiful day beneath Everkeep's barrier. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I would sit here and run dungeons, you know, one right at, you know. Like, you wouldn't see me do Vanguard over and over again with the NPCs. Even though it would probably take just as long, you know, because I was freaking queuing as DPS. Doing his freaking black mage so that I could get the casting gear. But yeah, I don't know that you would. I don't know that I would sit here and, like, grind out levels using the NPCs. But for your first run through a dungeon, I think the NPCs are actually a really welcome system. Which is something I never thought I would honestly say, because I was, like, before I ran any of the dungeons with the NPCs, I really was just like, I don't think there's a point, you know? Serve the queen. Back off.
もう痛くないぞ。
Remember, she will be reborn to lead us anyways. To lead us always. But yeah, all that is to say, like, I don't mind single pulling, just to begin with. And so therefore, single pulling with the NPCs doesn't bother me. I get that people are in a hurry nowadays. And maybe I'm just old. You know? Back in my day, we had patience and all that. But it really does feel like that. Like back in my day, we had patience. You know? And it does feel weird to me that so many people wouldn't have, like, patience. Because, like, difficult content, you would think, requires patience. You know? Bleeding edge technology, eliminator. So, like, that boggles my mind that people are like, we want harder stuff. And then people are also like, hey, you know, we want fast and easy, let's get this done stuff. You know? Ooh. I think it's based off of, like, what side the sword is on. Ow! Good job. Good job, Krill. Good job. I know, the NPCs walk into specific spots and all. That doesn't bother me, but it's just hilarious. It's like, I dodged this way, computer. I'm going to also go to the same spot. It's like, ah, frick. Yeah, so it's like, it's going to go that way because it's on that side. And now it's on this side. So now it's going to partition that way. Yep. Cool. That makes sense. Oops. This side. What? How'd I get Vuln up? Wasn't I standing in the right, like inside of the circle? Why'd I get Vuln up for doing the mechanic? Yeah, I did not get Vuln up that time. I'm so confused. Like, I was in the circle, but I got freaking Vulned. Got freaking Vuln up. As if I had done the thing wrong. Zooming annihilation. Oh. What? Oh. That was close, dude. Annihilation. Annihilation. Ah! Oh, what the frick? Thought that had already gone off. Unfortunately, we probably have to do all of that over again, including the mid phase. That's fine. We'll do it. Bigger partition. Totally is punch remotely. Oh, maybe I see. Cause he used a partition here. That might have been what happened. I might have been in the right like spot, but then like I might have been in the circle, but I think I got hit by the partition. Using final attack sequence. Yep. Something annihilation via high energy particle. Or protocol, whatever. High energy discharge. What is that? I can read. Not always, but I can. Yeah, as Viper, it is not easy to see which side that blade is on, because my focus is on the hot bar, so. And repeating the loop. I'm gonna stay on this side. Oh boy. Got it. And just like that, our first level 100 Allegon tomes. Da 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 da. Alexandria complete. No telling what may happen. Let us stay alert. 10th Century T1. Sure. Puckle bracelets. Puckle choker of casting. Definitely want that, because I don't have anything else. I mean, really, I just kind of want to... I really just kind of want to keep all of these epochal chokers. So, basically anything that's level 100 gear is probably good for me to be keeping at the moment. So, leave duty? Indeed. That said, I do think they only really dropped accessories. Hello, Skirks. Sorry if you've been here for a while and I hadn't seen you. That dungeon was intense, so all of my focus was on it. There she is.
スフェン
Sven!
おいスフェン聞こえねえのか
彼女もう心が
まもなく同期が完了します。
Lurking and sleeping. Understandable. Oh, snap. It's new Sven.
同期完了。トワビとスフェーンの構成要素は抹消され、メインターミナルがエターナルクイーンを継承しました。国民の皆さんもエバーキープします。そのための権限は全て解放されました。計画の障害となる要素を排除します。
おい待て私はまだ
どうぞお引き取りください。
Boink.
エリミネーターが収集した情報によれば、あなたが計画実行における最大の障害です。よってここで確実に消去します。
私は旧アレクサンドリア王の記憶を受け継ぎし者、愛する家族である民を守りたいという願いはどんな願いにも勝る。それとも力も命もある君たちなら犠牲を出さずに守りたいものを守れるの？二人とも実は私
君も私を警戒してる？それとも心配してくれてるのかな？じゃあもしもの時は
君が私を
Oh boy. Know what I have to do. I'm shutting you down.
計画の障害となる要素を排除します。
That's the key. Oh yeah. Interforce now accessible. Oh boy. No NPCs this time. And look, expert roulette. No NPCs this time. We gotta queue up with some other players, which hopefully, with it being 2 in the morning, won't take too long. Again, that's the that's the unfortunate part. It's freaking almost 2 in the morning. I mean, I only have myself to blame on that. I waited forever today to freaking get into this. So, it's a good thing that she just kind of sits here and waits, though, you know? It's very nice of her to just sit here and wait for me. Now we've got 3 people in queue. I mean, well, 2 if you're not counting me. So, hopefully that means that it won't take too long for it to find enough level 100 people in the roulette. There we go. How about that? That didn't even take that long. Only took, what, a minute and a half of waiting? I pulled out my phone and was gonna just start looking at a couple of things, and then it freaking dinged, so. Light party. Full party. First time. Say hi to Twitch.
世界はつながりました。人々の皆さんはご安心ください。まもなく命が提供されます。
Nobody left for you to replenish. Queen Eternal.
邪魔はさせません。消えてください。さようなら。 こんにちは。そしてさようなら。死んでも終わりではありません。さあ、怖がらないで。
Makes sense.
エーテルが必要です。
Middle blast? Nope. Eruption of ether accelerates. Oh! Don't be on that side! Ooh. That's really cool. Don't be in the middle. Coronation. Force on the right side first. Twice. Virtual shift. Oh crap! Whee! Oh, that barely even moves you. Whee! I can cat. I fell off the platform. Oh, you can fall through that corner. Yep. I will say, that's a really cool effect. Yes, hi kitty cat. I know you're there. I'm a little busy at the moment. Time for another virtual shift. Well then. What the frick? It's hole in the wall! Gravity decreases, making you float. This is wild, dude. I kinda love it. Like, they really had fun figuring out the mechanics for this fight. And of course, on that side. Okay, that's a donut. Good to know. Gonna wait just in case. 3 seconds. 1. Oh my gosh! What the frick? What the frick is this? Holy crap, dude. That was a lot! tie. Or ether ties, rather. Ooh, that's an instant death. Good to know. Good to know. If you get zoop, it's just instant death. That one's targeting me. Oh my gosh. And this is the normal version. I'm almost scared to see what the freaking extreme version is. Like, holy crap. Interestingly, when she does this absolute authority, we get a third limit break bar for a moment. Oh, that's death. Oh, it's not death.
力が暴走してるのか。スフェーン、私の声を聞け。お前の覚悟は分かってる。もうその思いは止められねえってことも。だけどよ、どうしてもお前と戦わなきゃいけねえってんなら、心ない機械じゃない、お前の心と向き合いてえんだ、スフェーン。
ラマチ
スフェーン。
これは私の願い。絶対に負けられない。
Oh, snap.
もう誰も失いたくない。
痛いほどわかる、お前の気持ち。やっとお前の全部を知れた気がするぜ。
ずるいよ。
The music
そんなこと
has
言う
kicked
の。
in.
これで終わりだ、スフェーン。この旅で出会った仲間とお前を止める。
諦めない。最後まで。私がみんなの笑顔を守るんだ。
なら
Oh, we got that big LZ3.
私らはお前を倒す道を行くぜ。
Got her. GG. Oh, everybody already left. That's the normal version. I don't know if I want to see the extreme version, dear Luna. Wow, I haven't said that in forever. Oh, lordy.
スフェン。
ラマッチの声届いたよ。
お前記憶をここ。
Oops.
ううん生前のスフェーンの記憶はもう消えちゃったから。これはきっとトワ人の私の記憶をかき集めたもの。でもこの記憶のかけらすらもう消える。メインターミナルが間もなく停止しちゃうから。だから最後に君たちに謝りに来たんだ。私の願いに巻き込んでごめんなさい。結局私には何も変えることができなくて、ただ自分の理想のために多くの人の命を奪ってしまった。
My kitty is cuddling on my lap. She's just lying here. She's not asleep,
こんな結末に
but I don't know
な
if
る
that's
くら
because
いな
I'm
ら
moving or what.
私は作られるべきじゃなかったんだろうね。
But she's lying here. Shove to make your people happy. You carry too many gentle memories. You're merely a system created to sustain Alexandria. Shove to make your people happy.
近いようで気が遠くなるほど遠い隣国の王同士。一緒に未来を描けたらって思った。だけど私らには互いに守るべきものがあったから同じ道を歩むことはできなかった。
そうだね。もしも私が生きていた頃に君たちと出会っていたなら。ってダメだよね。起こらなかった奇跡にすがるのは。でもね、これだけは信じてほしい。君たちと過ごした時間は短いけど本当に楽しかった。この記憶が消えちゃうのが寂しいと思えるほどに。あのさ、もし私が消えてもアレクサンドリアのみんなのこと。
心配すんな。私らがしっかりと守っていくからよ。それから お前と過ごした記憶もな。だから安心して眠ってくれ、スフェン。
うん。
ありがとう。
And that is going to come important either in future patches
私が愛した
or possibly even future expansions. And there it goes. ASO terminal shuts down. Wow. And that's it. That's the credit. That's the credits. Credits are roll.
こうしてメインターミナルは停止し、トワ人の大半が静寂の闇の中に溶けていった。思い出をかたどっていた黄金の光は消え、かりそめの楽園が本来の姿を現した。それでも生きた証が失われたわけではない。
Yoshino Nanjo, seriously my favorite Japanese voice actress. Rakuya Yasuda, Sayori
昇りゆく
Haragi.
太陽から差した行光を見て、確かにそう感じたんだ。
Sven was done by Lin, apparently. Alphano Shikinosuke Tachibana, Estinian Kenji Hamada.
世界をつなぐ力が共造世界に及ぼした影響は未知数だ。 物に善悪はない。クルルの両親はそう語ったそうだが、スフェーンの行いはそれぞれにどう刻まれたのだろうか。九段の鍵はあの冒険者に託されたらしい。世界の壁を越える秘宝だなんて、それこそ暁の領分だ。彼らが救命を試みることに誰もが同意した。
天深きセノーテは
リオ・コーナの指示のもと厳重に警備することになったという。あの爆ジャジャを加えたトラル幽霊隊ならゾラーじゃなき後も心配はいらないだろう。
Not bad, 2 hours. I figured it was gonna take 2 hours.
スフェーン崩御の知らせにアレクサンドリアの人々は悲しみ涙した。
Otis
死の悲しみを取り除いてきた彼女のことだ。きっとこの光景は不本意だろう。だがスフェーンの意志を受け継いだあいつならいずれ彼らの笑顔も取り戻すんだろう。
O'Hara. Trying to read both the names and what's written, you know. Guluja Hitomi Saki.
王権が幼いグルージャに継承されたという発表は予想通り多くの人の動揺を誘った。その後見人としてウクラマトが名乗りを上げた点も反応は様々だったが、エバーキープの基幹システムが無事で当面の生活に支障がないと分かると混乱も収束していった。父から受け継いだ王権をどう使うか、それは成長したグルージャ自身がいつか決断することだろう。願わくは小さき王の歩む道が家族の愛で照らされんことを。一方、トライオラの連中は新たな連合の勝利心から喜んだ。犠牲者たちの弔いも兼ねた祝祭だったはずが結局3日3晩のお祭り騒ぎになっていた。
Hikaru Yamamoto and Jiro Saito. Burfitter. Bubbles. Kentaro Tone, Seiko Akio. Hey, there's the scene from the opening. Very nice. Jiro Saito, Amiri Iwai. So many cutscene, so many opening cinematic scenes being replicated here. I love it.
全てが片付いたわけじゃない。ドームからの生還者たちは30年の隔たりに困惑していたし、彼らの国籍含めて問題は山積みだ。
Yeah, I can imagine. It's been 30 years for them, but for everyone else it's been, what, 3-4 days? Wada, Keito Ishikawa. Now the other one's gonna be up. Zelja Daisuke Ono.
それでも新たな武王と利王は力と知恵を合わせて平和を築いていくだろう。
Matsuda. And there we go. Oops. Go ahead and bump up the scroll speed. Check Evu, Zanhali, Lidquana, Bolnok, Tobli, Zermerwer, Azurilza, Amaka, Geluf, Kintaro Stone for Geluf. His like 2 lines, you know? Jedot Go Inu. No surprise there. Emiri Iwai did both Wayaka and the twin. That's great. Kichiro Matsuda did Valley Garmanda. Creative Studio 3. Well, that's it. That's Dawntrail. We have officially completed. And with that, Dawntrail is done. So, I guess I'll give my thoughts on Dawntrail. Since, you know, that is the end of it. And I don't understand the hate for this expansion. The only thing I can assume is that people were expecting Endwalker levels of Epic, which it was never going to be. And then because it wasn't Endwalker levels of epic, it just didn't hit. I don't know. I've seen a number of videos about, you know, why Dawntrail's story didn't work. Now that I've completed it, maybe I'll give those a watch, because I am curious. You know, I haven't watched them because I haven't wanted to spoil anything. I think Dawntrail was the perfect villain. You know, introducing him right at the beginning, having him go to the very end, it worked. You know? And then bringing in, you know, Sven there for the final level and everything. Like, I had no issues with it. You know? I really didn't. I thought that the story worked. I thought the story was fun. It wasn't as... It was not epic. But what it was learning about other cultures, learning about other people. And that was the entire point of the expansion. You know? The entire plot of the expansion was, instead of us fighting each other, if we sit down and we learn about one another, we can find a way to work things out. You know? Like that was the whole point. That was the whole plot. And I think that was done perfectly well. You know? It's very clearly the beginning of a story arc. You know? We just got the freaking key that will let us go to other reflections. No doubt that will come into play either in patch form or in, you know, further expansions. We'll get to go to, you know, the 12th, the 11th, and so on. I don't know which ones still exist. So, like, I don't know which reflections still actually exist. But I anticipate that we will be going to the other reflections, and it wouldn't surprise me if this idea of interdimensional fusion comes into play. And instead of creating calamities to rejoin, instead we cause rejoinings of other reflections that aren't disastrous to both sides, you know? The interdimensional fusion here can bring people still whole and alive into the source. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's going to be a thing that they do, where we go in and we start going to other reflections and we start rejoining the reflections together. The ultimate goal, of course, being to eventually bring the source and all of its reflections back together into one, just like the Ashians had wanted, but without the need for massive destruction and calamity and death, basically. So I definitely think that we'll get to see some other continents probably before we do go too hard on, like, reflections. The reflections could even be like between patch, you know, post-patch, whatever you want to call it. You know? Like post-expansion stuff, you know? Between expansion patch content. I don't know. That's just me spitballing, you know? What you know, me thinking about where they might go from here. You know? Obviously, with the way they've been doing this, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up going to, you know, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and because I mean we've done Final Fantasy 3, we've done Final Fantasy 4. I know we did Final Fantasy 9 with this one. I don't know anything about 8. I know even less about 8 than I know about 9. So, I don't know, maybe that could be a thing. I don't know if the first may have been inspired by Final Fantasy 1 in any way. I kind of suspect that might be kind of the idea. Maybe not directly, because the 13th was 4, so, but I don't know, maybe that's where they decide to go, is, you know, each of the remaining reflections is it is similar to another Final Fantasy, you know? Maybe we'll get to do 7, maybe we'll get to do 8, maybe we'll get to do 12, maybe 12's already in the source, you know? Because we know that there were 7 calamities, so if they did do every reflection is a Final Fantasy, we've got 12 that we know is on the source. We know 3 was on the source because 3 was the 3 was the Crystal Tower. So I don't think the Maki raids were based off of any particular like Final Fantasy that I know of. But 4 was basically Endwalker, you know. I don't know if any of the others were based on any of the other Final Fantasies. I know that the Alliance raids are supposed to be 11. And so I'm curious if it's 11 is already on the source. You know, maybe it was already rejoined. Or if 11 is going to be brought in via this key or something. You know. We'll have to find out when 7-1 drops. You know, how they plan on bringing in, you know, FF11's raids. So, but I don't know anything about 11 either. I know it's still active. It's not as popular as 14 was, however you want to view it. But people apparently still play it. I assume there's, like, updates still being put out for it. I don't know. I don't know if they're, like, still doing updates and expansions, or if it just people are just playing because they enjoy it. Heck yeah! Vanguard. Seriously, this freaking music, dude. Freaking Vanguard. And we know that 15 and 16 have both had some level of contact with the source. You know? because we had the FF15 event and we had the FF16 event, you know. So if either of them are a reflection or there is a reflection based on them, I have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me if that was where they wanted, where they end up deciding to go with it. So I'm definitely curious where FF17 is going to go, but I don't even know if they've started working on FF17 yet. You know, if they have, they're probably not going to announce it for a couple of years, since 16 just came out, you know, what, 2 years ago? Maybe less, maybe just a year. And with 16 having come out like only a year ago, and the DLC only like recently finished, like within the last few months, you know, like I think the FF16 event correlated with the last of the FF16 DLC. And that was only, what, 2 months ago? So aw, Kitty is sleeping. I don't know what she's dreaming about, but she's dreaming something. She's sitting here and shaking and like vibrating, and it's always an indication that the, you know, cat's dreaming about something. Cats always have these little like minute, you know, paws shake, face shakes a little, you know, kind of thing. But no, I think Dawntrail was good. I really don't get the hate for it. I think the story worked, personally. I can see the idea that maybe it didn't hit for some people because everybody is different, you know? But I don't know that that would constitute calling it bad just because you didn't enjoy it. Like, I mean, I guess that's what a lot of people say about the near raids, right? It's like, well, don't call the near raids bad just because you didn't enjoy it. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, it's, and I guess it is kind of pretty much the same thing. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I liked it just fine. Like, yeah, it wasn't as epic as Endwalker, you know, but I enjoyed it just as much. It doesn't need to be epic, in my opinion, to be good. You know, you can have calm storylines. So, I don't know. I guess that's to a degree. That's kind of my thoughts on a lot of video game series that haven't continued just because they can't like make the game as epic or the Nintendo syndrome, where it's like yeah, we've got, this game, we have like a game series, but we don't know how to make it revolutionary, Like, how many people talk about, that they haven't made a new Star Fox or a new Metroid or, because they just haven't felt like they can do something revolutionary with it. And I don't know. I say just make something because you want to make it. It doesn't have to be revolutionary, mind-boggling, I liked Star Fox Adventures just fine. I liked Star Fox Assault just fine. Just create a new enemy. Let a new enemy that's conquering everything, and let us go freaking fight them. We haven't made a new F-Zero game because we haven't been able to think of anything revolutionary for F-Zero. Does every Mario Kart need something new? I mean, apparently they think so, because that's what they did. That's every Mario Kart has had something new in it. I think a Mario Kart 9 would be fine, Mario Kart 9 with everything that we currently have, it's just new freaking courses. Heck, with all these courses that they released for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, freaking, just release, make the new game just have all of that stuff in it. And charge for more DLC courses that are just remakes of old freaking Look, if they made a Mario Kart that has every single course ever made in Mario Kart, I'd love it. There's a lot of courses that I really enjoy from some of the older Mario Karts. You just can't play. He's like, what am I gonna do? Get an emulator and load it up on Super Nintendo? What am I gonna do? Load it up on a Super Nintendo emulator and play by myself? Like, no. Freaking let me play Super Nintendo courses on my Switch. Let me play N64 courses, Because my N64 doesn't work anymore. I'm sorry. But it's been 30 years. Oh my gosh, it has. It's been, 28? 27, 28? I think N64 came out in 96. But I didn't get mine until 97. So, 27 years, Again, 3 more years and it will have legitimately been 30 years since I got my N64. It doesn't work anymore. That's why I like stuff like GOG, where you can, buy old games that have been updated in some way to work on modern computers. Because there's some really good old games out there. Yeah, a lot of them are old and a lot of them have issues because of how old they are. I don't know that I would say Mario 1 is, up to modern standards. Well, I should say Super Mario Brothers 1. Like, I don't know that I would say that that's up to modern standards. But it's still a good game. Mario Brothers 3, on the other hand, that one I might be willing to say is a bad game. Okay, it's not a bad game. I just didn't like it. You know? I just wasn't a fan of it. But that's just the way it is. You know? And maybe it's just because I didn't grow up on it like I did Mario World. And, you know, so I played the crap out of Mario World and got good at it and enjoyed it. But where should we go next? There's a look over a map of the world.
復興の計画やら親父の国葬やらでバタバタしてたもんだよ。
Come on in.
だが、それもようやく一区切りついた。お前には一生感謝してもしきれそうにね。本当にありがとな。
継承の儀に参加して終わるはずが、まさかこんな騒動に巻き込まれることになるとは。オタクも難儀な星のもとに生まれたもんだな。そんなもんか。
それでお前はこれからどうするんだ？グリーナーズギルドシップは抜けたんだろう？
ああ、おふくろの夢を受け継いだからな。まだ見ぬ生き物を求めて未知を探す旅に出る。せいぜい正解で待ってるおふくろを驚かせてやるさ。
いいじゃねえか。食いぶちのあてはあるのか？
グリーナーをやめてもシャーレアンとのつながりがなくなるわけじゃないからな。新種や希少種の情報なら植え付けられるはずだ。
I hope this means we get a new outfit for Aaronville next X
たく
Pack.
ましいやつだぜ。
If he's going out to be an adventurer
次
instead
の
of the
冒険に
gleaner,
ついて考え中か？
he can leave the gleaner outfit behind, you know?
まあ、行き先が決まるまでトライオラでゆっくりしていってくれ。もちろん代わりに洋食へつけなんて言う気はねえよ。お前は冒険が好きでたまらなくて、困ってる誰かがいたら放っておけないやつなんだって、ここまでの旅でよくわかったからな。だからこれからもお前はお前の道を歩き続けるんだろ。
根っからの冒険者なんだな。
Adventure to the
何
marrow,
がそんな
you are.
風にオタクを突き動かすんだ。
My love for the star. All the sights I've yet to see. The legacies I bear. I like that one the most. Cause yeah, I mean we've built up all these legacies and things. Like, yeah. That's it. What drives me to continue? Just the fact that there's so much more that I haven't seen, and so many people that I've met that want to see. Oh. Sven? Ominous ending? Much as I'd love to keep chatting, I need to get going. Still a heap of things to do, and it wouldn't do to leave it all to Koana. By the way, did Galulja decide to remain in Solution 9? He did. Oh, that was there. Whoops. He did. Said that he can consider Tulial his home, but he's more comfortable over there. Jill keeps an eye on him for us. But we'll visit him as often as we can. He still needs our support, especially while he's agonizing over his inherited authority. So I told him he needn't make a decision right away. We can't postpone it forever, either. I'll do whatever I can to help Galul Shah as well as everyone inside the dome. I promised as much to Sven. For my part, I'll be keeping to Terrell for a time. Among other things, I'd like to look into the problem with the wildlife in Sheloani. So if you get the urge, Cassandra, let's go on another journey together. Still plenty of places I would like to show you. Now that sounds like fun. If you ever have need of me, I'll come running. Oh, and before I forget, I also have a gift for you. Can you guess what it is? An alpaca! Comes from Tobley's stable, of course. It's as sure-footed as they come. Aw, nice. Perfect for an adventurer who's already on the move. Who's always on the move, eh? Here, this is the whistle for calling it. Nice. Alpaca. Really. Right, I'll really get going now. But I'm sure we'll meet again soon. Till next time. Take care. Smile and alpaca whistle. Aw, yeah. And post-credit scene. Our raid introduction. Oh. Huh? Fellow citizens of Alexandria, ever since our beloved queen's passing, you have understandably abided in grief. Sorrow darkens your once bright faces. But is this what Her Majesty would have wished to see? No, most assuredly not. You know this to be true. If we are to honor her memory, we must reclaim our smiles. To that end... Oh, there it is. I love that the Arcadian is shaped like a graphics card, though. It's so cool. There it is. I freaking love this music. That's right, friends. After a long hiatus, I'm pleased to announce the grand reopening of the Arcadian. Realm's finest fighters stand ready to entertain you in glorious and thrilling combat. Come and join us, I bid you, and let your cares be forgotten. Aw, yeah. Raid time! The skies aflame proclaim night's end, and thoughts unto adventure tend. Brave make haste over hill and dale. Something, it went too fast for me to finish reading the line. You've completed Dawntrail. Quests to unlock new content now have become available until you all in Solution 9. You may now enter Alexandria with a party of NPCs for trust. Rest well, Secret of the Unknown, for many more adventures await. In the glow of a new dawn. Alrighty then.